This thing started. There it is. Welcome to Four Quarters Podcast with Rick and Oz, Oz and Rick, and all of the other, goofies. So listen. So how you like it? We gonna start it just like this, man. This is started off. We're welcome back, Oz.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? We took the Mother's Day weekend off. We celebrated with the moms and stuff.
We did.
So, as everybody know by now, we got a running clock. It's Four Quarters Podcast is what we do.
That's what we doing.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, so get right to it.
Let's get right to it.
Eazy-E Doc. Eazy-E Doc.
Yeah.
So the mysterious death of Eazy-E. Now, I keep doing that wrong. There you go. So the mysterious death of Eazy, what did you think about it?
I thought it was all right. I mean, it wasn't really nothing that I didn't know, really.
What did you not? All right, go ahead, explain. My bad. I'm sorry to cut you off.
I mean, the whole theory of them saying that he was pricked and all of that. I never really believed that. I never believed that.
You got to move the mic over.
I never believed that Suge had anything to do with his death. I think that was just something that he was.
But do you like how they did that though, where they showed Suge with his face and they got all of the extras and just showing how he was just laughing like he looked like he did it.
I mean,
here you go.
Like I said, I never thought that he actually had anything to do. I just thought he had a bunch of sex back in the 80s.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Taking advantage of his fame, his fortune, pulling down panties at every opportunity he can.
Look at you. So basically, for me though, I would say, I guess because I like docs, I just like the way that the daughter, her passion for her dad. You know what I'm saying? She was riding for that. In the documentary, it's four episodes. This is the younger of the daughters, Evie.
Right.
And her mom, what was her name? Tracy?
I believe so.
Something like that. So, what's so crazy? He had a type because all his wives or all his baby mothers was light skinned, long hair, big face. But I love the way he or she, Evie, just got everybody involved. The lady Jasmine, who is a great journalist, she's great. Like she was not biased. I love that about that was that she, even though she wanted the truth, like she didn't care that you had an agenda, because it looks like they had an agenda.
Right.
I think that they wanted, for me personally, through this thing, I think they wanted more money. I think 20 million, through 8 kids and a wife, you would $75,000 that they got was not enough, and they had to wait till they were 25 to get it. No, I'm not. But what I'm saying is, it should have been for more. I think it should have been more. But another thing is, they wanted the truth of what was going on in that room that they weren't so privy to. But in my opinion of watching docs, I think that they depicted everything. They debunked every theory about Suge, Heller, and others possibly doing something to him,
right,
in that way. Now, the only thing that got tripped was the Toka dude, but I felt like even that was like, well, we got to throw it out, because if he ain't gonna tell the tea of what transpired or what was mysterious or whatever have you, because that was a big thing. That's the only, I guess, question mark that I have, is that he had something, he didn't say it, and then he got killed. So it's like if I was going to my what do you call that, my mischievous bag, or like my theory bag, the dude who said, "Go see your grandmother,"
Mhm.
he would probably be the one that killed Toka. Like if I was going my mysterious back, you know what I'm saying, my theory back to keep something from coming out because he just felt so. He felt a little eerie, but I think that him not he got money. So if he got money, is basically you can't say anything about anything. Hey, go see your grandmother.
Yeah.
And the grandmother, something's up with that. But go ahead. I know you got something.
I was about to say nothing.
No, I think something's up with the grandmother.
You think so?
Because why wouldn't you say anything to your granddaughter? Now, I will say, for the sake of saying it on TV, maybe not. But at least have that conversation with your granddaughter and you know what I'm saying, hey, we were in the room. These are many people that are allowed. And probably through his immune system being so low and this being the first case of somebody coming in full blown in it out, we don't want anybody, if we could save him, we don't want all of you guys bringing in your nasty germs in here trying to hug on him and then it just makes it worse.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But you figured I was at a time where all of that stuff was kind of new. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't really know certain things like that. You know what I mean?
Like what certain things?
Like bringing people in the room with, you know what I mean? Like that.
But anybody that knows about immune system failing, they know that the less people around, less germs around, the better you are.
Yeah, but they was around.
But okay, cool. But the more you, I get what you. Okay, I see your angle. I see your angle. We all family. We all should be around.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Hazmat suits.
Right.
We should have been there.
We
even if the baby mamas wasn't there, the baby should have been there.
The kid should have been there.
Now she was 4.
But I mean, that's a little different for a kid though to be in a room with somebody that your father's dying.
Okay, so maybe the baby mama should have been there.
So maybe what I mean?
But then when there's $20 million,
okay,
the mama and then the wife. This is where it got tricky for me. Where we at? What's our time? Ooh, we going super fast. Here's where it got tricky for me. I felt like the wife, because all of the conversations I had about the Dr. Young cat and then the magistrate or the preachers, I felt like it was just rushed. And partly do so if they're there watching him deteriorate that fast.
Right.
And he basically, this would have went to the mysterious guy.
Right.
Basically. And they had to do it beforehand. If his net worth is $20 million, which probably net worth was more than that, but but if he was going to get $20 million, and they knew that, they needed to get rings, they needed to get this stuff done. What messed me up too was the fact that the Dr. Young, did you see how he was looking to the side all crazy and cockeyed? Like I felt like his energy didn't match what he was saying. And so now you got the mom in there. What did she get? Let's say she got $5 million. Let's say the wife got 15. Well, not 15, let's say 10 or 8. And then you got to split the 75,000. That's not even between 8 people. That's not a mill. Is that a mill? Not even a mill.
No, it's not a mill.
So then the rest of the money goes to lawyer fees, and then the other rest of the money, or the money divided up, go to lawyer fees, and then the other money goes to that mysterious guy. So I guess what I'm basically saying is nobody, if they had to do that, it had to be done fast. So the next day he gets in a coma.
Right.
So that leads me to believe he probably wasn't under the right mind.
I mean, probably not.
And that's where I think the young lady E.B. was feeling with her mom. Because, she's 24. Now she has a sound mind, right? She just wants the answers. And I think that that's only right that the grandmother should, that's her son. And then that's his daughter. It's a crazy situation, right, man. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but you want answers to a documentary that you made. You just couldn't get the answers without making a doc?
The thing was they were trying to and they weren't getting the answers. They wouldn't want to go to the grandmother because remember the grandmother wasn't giving no answers in it. You know, little Eazy-E didn't want to give out that. He didn't even want to change the date, the birthday. His birth date was 664, but they had a 63 on the thing.
I guess my point is you don't have to make a documentary to get answers. You can do the same research and get all of the information that you get.
But you get more publicity off of the fact that you did the doc, and then actually she hired the Jasmine lady who is known for getting answers. You know what I'm saying? Getting to the truth, and she got to the truth because, boy, at the end she got them two ladies. Well, she don't know who the two ladies was who had the AIDS, but it got to the point of they know that he had AIDS. Like it ain't no mysterious thing, and he caught it from somebody and he gave it to somebody. His immune system shut down at a point in which it finally came out, I guess.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I that's what I had thought anyway. I didn't really I didn't really think like nothing different.
So everything you thought was in the doc.
Yeah, it was a waste of time to me. I mean, except with all of the stuff like the little stuff, you know what I mean, that you didn't really know, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, that's what I thought, you know. He was just fucking just like Magic. You know what I'm saying? or like somebody else that was a celebrity. Or that's a celebrity.
Slam dunk!
You know what I mean?
Just like Magic.
What? I'm just saying he got it a little later, right? Or did he get it before?
He got it. No, because he got it 91.
He got it 91. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
He got it first. Because he died, because he got it in 91. Magic got it in 91.
And then, because Eazy died
later on.
Later on.
Yeah, that's cool.
Bone was out and all that.
Yeah. Hey, listen, as we end in this segment, I do want to say when we go on to the quarter two. Yeah, I know, right?
I got a quick question though.
Yeah.
So do you think that the money that the kids got, do you think that was like a low amount?
Yeah.
You do? Why?
I think that based off of them being the bloodline and the next the kin in that state, they should have got at least 115. I think 115 would have been enough.
115? They got 75 though. No.
Over 100,000 is no. Under 100,000.
I guess.
I think. Well, you don't think so?
I don't think so. They better be lucky they got anything. You know.
I had to put that in there. There's a sponsor here for you. You can go ahead and put your stuff in here and pay us outright. Get us what we need. Hey, first quarter has ended. Now it's time for the second quarter. Hey, so check it out. I put those things up there on the screen.
Yeah.
Because our next topic is heavy, and it's warranted too. I think it's time. And it's off the heels of what we were just talking about with children, and I just want to say that I want to see, not seeing your children and the long-term effects that it has on you, and it has on them.
Right.
As you could tell with Eazy-E's youngest daughter, had a really, really hard effect on her.
Mm-hmm.
Like she claimed to remember her 4-year-old and how she felt. I would ask you, do you think that it was her mom who was feeding her some of that to make her, not to make her say that, but to, like, you know, over time, she's keep repetitively talking to her about her dad and talking about certain things and, you know, telling her about her being 4 years old? Or do you think she really remembered her dad at that?
Probably got a couple memories. I know, like, people do remember, you know, certain things that happen. I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, from childhood, especially that young, there's probably a couple things that I remember. You know what I'm saying? But I'm pretty sure she probably remember, you know.
Probably because it's traumatic, right? You know what I'm saying? Because of 4-year-old, your dad's dying, you know what I mean? And then your mom's crying, you always saying it. So anything kind of traumatic, some of the kids kind of pick up on it.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. But personally, I think that it not being around your kids could affect them in how they deal with relationships, how they deal with people,
Absolutely.
and how they are depending on how they're raised by the other parent.
Mhm.
Okay, because there's no blueprint on how to parent a child.
Yeah.
You just survival. You just doing the best you can, and if you didn't have the blueprint on it, you're doing kind of what you see your mom or your dad did. And sometimes you won't fall. There are a percentage of people who probably won't fall down the same path that their mom and their dad did. Right?
Mhm.
They'll say, "Hey, nah, I ain't having all of them kids because I don't like kids." You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
based off of my mom having all of these damn kids and like, you know what I mean, or whatever. Or some will fall down the path like, yo, I want kids, but I want a family, but I want to do the right things. I want to stick in and be there. And sometimes it's not a good thing to stick in with somebody that y'all not equally yoked, and then it's causing drama and turmoil with the kid.
Right.
So I want to ask you a question. Do you think that this guy is the man of the year, Rudy Gobert?
I guess.
What you mean you guess?
I mean, what? How do you feel you make a man of the year?
So he missed 2 playoff games
Right.
to be there for the birthday of his kid.
I mean,
He missed his job.
you do what you need to do for your family, what you feel like is important at the time.
Slam
I
dunk.
wouldn't say man of the year, but I mean,
Pappy of the year?
no. I mean, you do what you feel is necessary. Some people are at the hospital, some people aren't. Kind of. I mean, I had a father who wasn't at the hospital when I was born. He wasn't there for my sister or my brother. Shit, he ain't even signed the damn birth certificate. You know what I'm saying?
Time out. What?
Yeah.
He ain't signed the.
He ain't signed the birth certificate.
What?
No, like none.
I don't want to get no business, but why?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not my father. How would I know something like that? How would I know something like that, man?
So
I mean, you do whatever you feel is necessary. I mean, Rudy Gobert just plays a game, man. That game is no different from any other job that we have, and he didn't feel like it was important. You know what I'm saying? Not more. It didn't hold more importance than being with his wife that was having a child, and wasn't she having a child prematurely also?
yeah, and so
I mean,
probably he
something
just
could have happened.
Right.
So you're at the game, and your wife is in labor, and something happens to the child. You can never ever. You know what I'm saying?
Or something happens to her.
Or something happens to her.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that? How do you look yourself in the mirror? And say, "Oh, well, I was playing in a playoff game," like that. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit is
Slam dunk.
That's why I thought all this weird shit that Gilbert Arenas and shit was saying. Like this shit is weird, man.
You know what I wanted to know? I want to do research on it, but do Gilbert Arenas have kids?
Like he got kids.
Okay, because it almost seems like he didn't have kids or he didn't care about
No, it's just to them that's what is more important. You know what I mean? Playing in the playoff game.
I think it's not that it's playing in a playoff game. It's you have an opportunity to get to the ultimate side of.
I understand.
You know what I'm saying?
You work all your life getting to a certain point,
and then you miss out
in your career, and you miss out.
So
that I understand.
So this is where we get to a part of this, right? You have children, and you work,
right.
And that's what you do.
Right.
So you're So let's say before the Jackson 5, right?
Right.
A daddy was working all the time, because he wanted to provide and he wanted to get a house,
right?
But he couldn't afford like a big house, but he got a house for him. You know what I'm saying? 2-bedroom, whatever. But he's always gone.
Yeah.
That could have had a long-term effect on them kids if the mom didn't see the talent that the kids potentially had and then said, hey, Joe, you're talented. You could bring this out of them. You see everything and then manage them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So let's just say going the way of not Joe Jackson. Let's say just Joe Blow. Okay, he got 9. How many kids they got? like 7 kids, 9 kids, whatever, how many kids. But now you're not home.
Mhm.
You're always working.
I mean,
Is that not spending quality time with the kids if you come home and you just see them for a moment and then just before they go to bed and then go to work? You know what I mean? I'm providing for you.
I mean, people say you have to have balance. I think that's kind of difficult to do sometimes, you know, because if you're supposed to be, you know, the leader and the father and, you know, the protector and the provider, you know what I'm saying? You got to take your ass to work. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, you're not going to be around. You're going to miss baseball games, football games, you know what I mean? Special shit because, I mean, you at work, you know? And that goes for the average Joe, you know what I mean? Just depending on your job, if you work at a factory or if you're a doctor or whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying? You may not be around because, you know, you have to do what you have to do to provide for your family. Now, do I feel like it hurts the child? Absolutely. I feel like any absent parent hurts the child.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you're married or divorced or whatever the case may be, I feel like an absent parent fucks up the child. I think that's like a traumatic experience that not too many people talk about, you know? And I think it's one of those things that people don't even think about, you know, because your childhood actually does affect any adulthood and any adult decision that you make. It just fucks with you.
So, okay. Well,
Slam dunk!
so yes, that does. But what about when the mom, we're saying mom because they got they have the rights of the kid,
Right?
is putting you in a predicament to where you have to keep fighting to see the kid now. Now we're not talking about working now. We're talking about you're out of the home now.
Right.
What kind of, do you think that a man should just continue to keep on fighting?
I would say yes. I feel like you know, I don't want nobody to take this the wrong way, but I feel like bitches be bitter.
Hey, there you go.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like they be bitter. I feel like the things that they say to the child affects how the child feels about the father. You know what I'm saying? Like when my father left, my mother had nothing but negative shit to say. You know what I'm saying? And like when he did one thing wrong, everybody was like, see? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Mom was right. You know what I'm saying? This nigga don't da-da-da-da-da-da. You know what I'm saying? But when you keep telling your child negative shit about the parent or, you know what I mean, vice versa, whatever the case, whenever you speak negatively about the other parent, I don't think that's good, like, at all.
It's not good at all, but it also puts the parent that's being talked about kind of like in a situation where they like, yo, I just don't want to fight no more.
Right.
And then like now, you know, I think a lot of men, and I'll speak candidly, me, with my situations, I've learned from the situations. So some of the situations what I've learned from is more so survival, and also, I just don't want that to happen again. And I'll give you an example. I don't want to I don't want to have to pay more for a child that for my child than I'm already doing. And I'll give you what I mean by that is we have a set order. That's the set order.
Mm-hmm.
I take care of the kid on the fronts that we talked about, whether it's school clothes, you know what I'm saying, or emergency things. Like if there's something emergency come up, I should be able to have the money set aside to be able to help with that.
Right.
But what you're not gonna do is every time I elevate to get to another level, you want to go in my pockets. I don't think that's right. I don't. Unless the only time that there's a situation in where that is supposed to happen is if I'm not doing those other things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion. Now, if I feel as though that you're holding the kid as a hostage situation, sort of like you don't want me to see the kid and you want me to be able to, you know, if the kid doesn't want to come over.
Right.
She's supposed to be here, or he's supposed to be here with me.
Right.
And then if the kid calls you to come have you come and get the kid, and then now you're telling me, oh, basically, it's her choice. It's not.
Right.
And then now I got to go through the courts. So then now I got to go through the courts. Then now you're going to get upset that I'm taking you to the courts. And then now we got to pay all this money to lawyers. And then now I don't think that that's right. That when two people laid down to have this kid, the courts was not involved. We didn't sit there and say, hey, Judge Joe, we about to have sex. And we about to go half on the baby. And he's divide all of this right down the middle, right then and there. Hey, you going to be responsible? No. Damn, boy.
We need an extra a little extra time on that.
Hey, let me throw extra clock. We gonna do that?
Yeah.
All right, let me throw extra time on the clock, man. Because we gotta this gotta get
Go ahead.
solved.
Go ahead.
So
Slam dunk.
Go ahead.
You know what I mean? I'm sorry. So for me, I just think I'm cooking.
Yeah, you are.
So I just don't think that people could or should be in a situation where they have to fight with another person over a person that they made.
Right.
Like, I get it. The woman, they want to give the woman that right over the kid.
She always wins.
Okay. But that's where the buck kind of should stop.
She always wins.
It should stop there, because if I'm there and I'm an active parent,
Right.
you shouldn't be able to tell me that this kid, if she don't want to be over here, and then this kid will call me and ask for a pair of Jordans.
Right.
And I'm supposed to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where I'm at with it. And that's where we were talking about the long-term effects of a kid not being right. Because then now the man will be like, yo, my hands tied, not doing it.
So you think that the parents should come to some sort of financial agreement as far as finances goes? Or you find that it's just everything? This is just one agreement between y'all without the courts involved?
I think that it should be one agreement between me and that person.
Okay, so what about if the agreement is broken?
If the agreement is broken, now we have to go to the court.
Okay, so if at any time the agreement is broken, y'all go to court.
Right.
Okay.
And we should get the first agreement notarized, and then we take it to the court. Now the court knows, yo, this person didn't abide by that rule.
Yeah.
And now it's not a situation where it's on me. So if I said I was going to pay the money, and I said I was going to pick this kid up on these dates, and I said that the kid's not coming home unless we had a conversation where I'm like, yo, I got a situation with my other kid. I got to take him to the hospital, and our kid is actually younger than this particular kid, and I don't want them at the hospital. Can I drop her off to one of your family members or something? We should be able to be cordial to do that.
Yeah, but what about if she say fuck that?
If she says F that, then guess what? Then I got to go to my family and say, hey, can y'all hold such and such because I got to go to the hospital. You know what I'm saying? But you would hope that a person would have some type of.
I don't put no stock. I don't put too much stock in people, especially when it comes to them and their kids, because they don't care about nobody else but their kids. They don't care nothing about
and that's
else's
that
dog
yes.
And the other kid and all that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you might have left the other girl for that girl. You know what I'm saying? These girls don't care nothing about that, man. You know what I'm saying? These
See, you be getting into the.
They be better.
You be getting into the bitter. But dudes be like that too, though.
Yeah, I mean,
because then they don't not want to pay child support because
stop wanting to take child support. I mean, depending on how your child support is, because people got to live though too. You know what I'm saying? Some people. I was looking at my homeboy joint. He was getting a month, boy, for his 2 kids. Yo, she was getting him so bad. He tried to get custody of the kids, and he ended up getting them. But she ended up doing something stupid. But that was the only way that he got them, was because of her slip up. You know what I'm saying? But man, he was paying, and I was like, damn.
Yeah, I remember my dad. So this is where the life lessons, where I told you I learned lessons and I've seen things. Yeah. Well, my dad was in 90, probably 95, he was making about $150,000. Now, you know, that's a lot of money back then.
Absolutely.
And working at a job, he killing the overtime. He's doing this thing. And his ex-wife found out how much he was making. I don't know how she found out or whatever happened, but he had 2 daughters. Mm-hmm. Plus me. Plus Demetrius. Mm-hmm. Plus another kid.
Well,
right? So that's 5 kids.
Yeah.
2 of the my mom didn't have them on child support. The other ones didn't have him on child support, but she took him for that and that one because they was married. For the $1,000 per kid, bro. Plus your alimony you gotta pay. Come on, and you ain't even the one that wanted a divorce.
Yeah.
What? And I learned the lesson. Now that's twofold. The lesson I did learn was if I'm going to be with somebody and I have a kid by them, I need to try to stick that out because I don't want that. That was that lesson. Now maybe that backfired a little bit because some just didn't work. And then also me not understanding that sometimes you could feel like you love somebody but not really be in love with somebody.
Yeah.
And so that now you had a kid by somebody that you're not in love with and you are doing things and sabotaging instead of being a man and standing up. And I told you this before. I had a little problem with that. You know what I mean? As I got older and mature, I started to understand like, yo, if you don't like them, you got to leave them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's no reason to stick around and do certain things. But what I'm saying is those are the things that I learned from seeing my dad kind of go through that. And that was like, it was ugly to see that and see how much he had to pay.
I got a quick question.
Yeah.
Would you say that all of your kids you made out of love or you was just fucking? I tend to ask people who have kids this question all the time.
Okay.
And some give me honest answers, and I believe some don't.
You ready for my honest? I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
First one, not out of love. Second one was out of love. Okay. Second one was out of love. Third one, it shouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that to be disrespectful.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not saying that you don't have.
I'm
love
not.
For your
So
children.
I'm saying if she sees this,
right,
and
right.
I'm not. We wasn't even compatible in that sense.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, I want to put you on blast, but my friends was like, "Yo, bro, you need to take that fishing rod." And
Oh no. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you ain't got to put me on blast. I said get the fuck out. Hello, whoever's watching. Hello, whoever's watching. Yeah, I said get the fuck out.
Slam dunk.
I didn't say real nothing. I said get the fuck out. That's what I said. Now. Leave the bitch now. That's what I said. That shit. You know what I'm saying? You gotta try to make it seem like I was.
You know what?
Go ahead though. I'm sorry.
And then the last one was, I got married, and I really, but I didn't even want it.
Right.
Now I want to say like it. I'm saying the conversation was we shouldn't have a kid.
Kid, right.
Like I got 3.
Right. We shouldn't have. You shouldn't.
You know what I'm saying? And then it was like, nah, and I like, bro.
Yeah.
But anyways, we gonna move on. I think we did a great job on that.
How much time we got?
We got another quarter.
Okay.
To go to.
I still have something to say.
Okay. Well, no. Shit, we ain't gonna stop it. Then. Go ahead.
Okay. So being that, do you feel like you, as far as like you gave your time, do you ever wish that you could have like maybe done things differently?
Which one?
As far as like being present in your kid's life. And then like how do you feel about the kids being like kind of like absent, like not being around or y'all not really speaking?
Okay, so we about to get deep. So we ain't even gonna get into none of the fourth quarter. This is the quarter. We just gonna keep turning sorry people, we not no sports today.
Yeah, no sports. It's all right.
You trying to have intervention?
No, I'm not. I'm just
I heard the crowd just like go. I'm going to say that I wish. So my upbringing of my father not being there didn't resonate with me with the first kid.
Right.
So, and that being your first born son, and I think that it didn't resonate because I didn't understand that you gotta keep fighting.
Right.
I didn't fight. I just, y'all on it to where y'all want to like throw hands, and I'm not willing to throw hands.
Right.
I'm like J. Cole. Oh, I see what's about to happen.
Yeah.
And then the second one was I let a person infiltrate a situation that put me in an unfamiliar place. I didn't understand it.
Right.
And I didn't know how to maneuver. Again, not having the guidance of a male. You could have your friends around, but you could kind of see that they doing some. Again, when I was telling you about you having your friends being your same age.
Everybody was just fucking.
Yeah, and,
Right.
and you having your friends your same age, but you
Right.
should have had somebody that was younger. You should have had somebody that was higher.
Right.
Because then if you have that, then the old heads, they gonna be like, nigga, you tender dick ass nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that's why I messed up. And I always remember that second child having that relationship. I'm hurt by that. Like I'm not saying I'm not hurt by my son, but I'm saying because I let the infiltration, because how tight me and her was, and how I took care of her like more than shit myself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so I think that, and I think, and I still was fighting. Like, and the more I fought, the more I got tired.
Yeah.
And still said that there's still love there to work through. And guess what? I'm going to still put that hand out so that you're here. You could come back. We can work this out. And I think that now it's to a point to where, guess what? When she's ready to really forgive and really heal, then she'll come back to come there. I can't force it. You know what I'm saying? At this point with her, I think that she's really, really traumatically hurt, like how I was kind of with my dad. But because I have a forgiving heart, I think a lot of times my heart is really, really forgiving. And so she don't have that. She can't see past that, for whatever. It's another thing that I want to touch on, but after I finish the third and fourth one. The third one, I think that like I said, that wasn't supposed to happen.
Right.
And so even though I tried to stick around and be there, it just wasn't going to ever work. Because my world and how I see the world, that person only sees it in black and white. I see it in all colors and rays and all spectrums. And that person will never see it for what they are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And there's no disrespect. I mean, everybody living the way they need to live. But I want more.
Right.
And so if the more you pull back and how you're raising a kid, we just gonna keep going.
Yeah.
The more you pull back.
Fuck the horn. Fourth quarter.
Hold on. We at least got to pay some bills.
Okay.
Tough Cookie Convos podcast. That is sponsored by DJ's woman who just won gold for the Olympics, who will be running in Paris for the 200 and the 400. She just won gold last week for Mother's Day. Shout out to her. And
let's get back to it.
We get back. So for me with that third one, that it's just not right. It just doesn't sit right with the way the parenting is, the styles. And I don't have to fight because I fought with the second one so hard that I see and I know what type of person you are.
Yeah.
That this is going to cause a lot of dysfunction with what I got going on right now. And maybe that's not right, but I just don't want that.
Gotcha.
That's just my personal opinion. I mean, whatever. I still. But you are not the type of person that's going to be cool with because you want to have control over the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then the fourth one, I learned from all three of them. Hey, be where your feet are. So your kid is with you. You making sure you're doing things. You making sure you calling. You making sure you sending. You making sure that you listening to the kid. You making sure that that they're saying that they're upset about something. You letting them talk it through. And
yeah,
giving more love. Right. So the other thing that I was going to tell you about, I'm sorry to hog the mic.
No, because I got.
Okay, go ahead.
Question.
All right. So then another thing that I was talking about last night was, all of my kids, and I think they get it from me. They have the issue of wanting someone to their whole self.
Mm-hmm.
Like Tristan wants to have daddy-daughter day.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have a girlfriend you can't separate that.
Yeah.
Like you have a family, even though that she's coming for 30 days, you still have a family. That dynamic that is not going to allow you to be able to have just a daddy daughter. Now, it may be one off where if the other party is not around and you're doing something, but just to single that out, it shouldn't be that way. You know what I mean? And I think that is a part of what. Now I don't get upset about not having that one-on-one time, that quality time in that sense. Like it doesn't bother me, but I think the kids being a kid, it bothers them that they can't have me all to themselves.
Gotcha.
Like they feel like, oh, you with somebody, and you're not giving me none of your attention, when that's not the case. This is what it is. It works better with two, and you get more from that. And I don't think they understand that. But go ahead.
You said that you have the best relationship, I guess, with the youngest.
Yeah.
Right. Do you feel like you have the best relationship with the youngest because you were married, and the way that y'all split up, as far as you figure the first, second, and the third baby mama, it was some issues that had a lot to do with you.
Okay.
And maybe they might have had more to say.
Well, the third one wasn't with me. I didn't do shit.
Yeah, but
put a gun out on me. What
yeah,
you want me to do?
I mean, she was,
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
I mean, but I mean, it did have something to do with you. Technical. Yeah, it did have something to do with you.
Okay.
Versus the one that you were actually married to, you was around.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And the reason y'all split was be more so her than you.
Okay.
So maybe she had less to say about you, which maybe your daughter's views of you are different opposed to
you go ahead.
the first, second, and the third one.
The crowd's the play.
Being that not to say that they're more bitter or anything, but they probably have more negative things to say.
Okay.
That would affect
the child.
The child and how they view you.
Got you. Yeah, I ain't thinking about it that way. You over there, this nigga is trying to counsel.
I was sitting there thinking, you know what I'm saying?
But this is just today.
This is just today, bro.
Okay, because we have these conversations all the time.
We do, but I never thought about it until you actually said it.
So, yeah, dog. Because going back to when I moved here, you know, me and Nas had that we was like this.
Right.
So he was 13. Going into the 2021, remember he was married, and then I told him he could stay with me with 2020, and he didn't want to. But I was like, okay, cool. But I was in a relationship, and I was making a move to come to Atlanta, and so it was like that bitterness of me leaving. You know what I'm saying? And then like his mom talking to me on the phone about old stuff.
Yeah,
nigga. Me and him was like this. Like, what you talking about? I paid for all of his proms. Like, all three of his proms, I'm the one who paid for them.
right.
I'm not trying to brag because you should do that. It's not. What I'm saying is, if I wasn't around, if we didn't have it tight like that, or I didn't take him to teach him to drive and making sure that he got his license and making sure that he's good, then it wouldn't have been like that. He just got upset because of what you said.
Right.
And this was at 21, right? And then fast forward.
I mean, even though you're 21, you're not old. I mean, you're old, but
you're still impressionable by your mom,
right? Absolutely.
Especially if you love your mom the way he loves you.
Right. And then he's been around her all his life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure she's been saying things for years on end. You know what I'm saying? That if you mess up one time, mom was right. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like you could do, I did this, but you messed up that one time. It's like, I can't even depend on this nigga.
You know, it's so crazy, and it still hurts that I ain't talked to him since then. That hurts because I felt like that relationship was gonna be probably the best. Like my prince was going to eventually usurp and be a king and be able to stand on taking care of his daughters, his sisters.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted. I got one king and I got three queens. I wanted him to be that.
Yeah.
And I was building on that. Just what it is. You know what I'm saying? But I can't be sad about it every day, you know what I'm saying, about it. But they do hurt. The other one, her mom, you know, I still think that she's bitter.
Yeah.
Like I still think that she has a little bit of animosity. But again, the way I parent, I'm not saying I'm the best parent, though. I'm not out of all of the. I'm not saying that I'm the best parent, but I just see it. I see it different. I see you should just when somebody tell you, oh, you too old school. That means you want to be their brother.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that a lot with my ex. Like she would tell me, "Oh, her kids are her best friend," and it's like that's crazy. Because it's crazy because when my father was around, my father said like the realest shit ever to me. He said, "Yo, I'm not your best friend. I'm your dad." At the time, I was thinking, damn, like this nigga's an asshole. You know what I'm saying? I didn't understand it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But he was like you got friends out in the streets. I'm your father. Now, me and you could be cool, but I'm not your friend. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a line that's drawn.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like when my ex would say that and she would say certain things like, oh, you know, I was 16, 17 when I had them. I didn't have nobody but them. They look at them as friends versus these are my children.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And to me, that fucks up the decision making, sort of. Sometimes they're a little bit more lenient.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
With certain
Let
things.
them wear certain shit.
Let them wear certain shit, do certain shit, say certain shit to them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? To where it's like, yo, I would have never said that to my parent. I never said that to my mother. I'd have never said that to my, you know what I mean, father. And my father was gone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I have a level of respect for him to where I would never do that. You know what I'm saying? Where it was times where I'd be at the crib, homegirl be smoking weed. I'm like, yo, my parents didn't even know I was smoking weed when I was smoking weed. And I was smoking weed in high school. You know what I mean? Like, niggas didn't know that. You know what I mean? Like, that's nothing that was known. But even when I was older, though, my mother didn't really know, you know what I'm saying? Until, like, almost like recently. You know what I mean? Like, it's a thing of, I feel like it's respect, but I feel like sometimes that gets lost with somebody trying to be their friend. You know what I mean? That's my bestie sort of thing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I was gonna say it was a time where, you know, that situation happened where I did put, I only whooped one of my kids ever.
Mm-hmm.
And I did that because of a lie. Remember, we talked about this.
Right.
So I won't go into detail, but I'll say that it was warranted. And when that person said to me that I don't think that you had the right to whoop because you ain't around like that. But no, what are you talking about?
Right.
You are here because of me. And I still, I don't care if I only bought you a toothbrush. Okay?
Right.
Like you in my house. You're not going to disrespect me. For you to be cool with you saying that, I see what type of time it is.
Yeah.
Because I ain't going to never be able to win. As long as you on that side of playing that fence, I don't have. Listen, you moving. It's like us playing. You see the field goal post right here, and we trying to kick a field goal. You moving that thing. You move. Every time you move it, ain't nothing I could do about it.
Right.
I hear people say this all the time. Oh, go to the courts. Nobody got time for that. I'm tired of that.
Mm-hmm.
Stop it. We need to stop that. And I'm gonna be if I'm gonna be depicted in a way, I'm gonna stand on mine. And that's just what it's gonna be. I'm not gonna, if I know, and especially if I know that I'm training this one down here.
Yeah.
And this one ain't giving me that, then I guess 1 out of 3, I guess that's my field goal percentage. I guess that's my, what is that, 33%? I guess that's what I'm shooting from 3-point. I'm shooting 33%.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Right. I guess actually it would be 1 out of 4 though, right?
1 out of 4 is 33%. I'm sorry.
You said 1 out of 4.
I said 1.
Yeah, you got
Well,
four
mine
kids.
possible.
It's just
Possible.
What?
Hey.
What now?
Hey.
Let's turn it to a different show.
No, ain't gonna be no more. Ain't gonna be no more. We got to get out of here.
What show is this?
We got to get out of here. Hey, yo, listen.
Yeah, we totally went from the concept of the show.
But you know what though? I think it was warranted.
Yeah.
But I still put the 12 minutes in there. So
Hey,
it was a little bit longer, but they got the concept. I mean, I think they got the concept. We was in overtime on the second quarter. Like it was what it is. It was a long commercial break.
Next week. Next week, man. Next week.
We got what? 3 minutes?
3 minutes.
Damn.
We ain't got
we ain't got enough time for it. Hey, yo, listen. Go watch the doc, man. Go watch the mysterious death of Eazy-E.
Yeah.
Father's Day is coming up, man. Be there for your kids, man.
Yeah.
Man of the year, I don't think he is, but whatever. Hey, yo, if you want to have your podcast or anything, so, you know, you want to sponsor us, you want to give us some money for putting your stuff up here, please do so, as you can see. And then listen, here is our logo, as you can see in the background of me. And Culture Visions podcast sponsored this. They sure did. All right.
We out of here.
See you next week.
We out of here.
Oh, man, bro.